How are we doing, everybody?
Hola.
Oh, that's not working. That's not working at all. It was
Even
working.
there.
It was working. It truly was. It was working before I started this stream. I should have double checked before I actually hit start stream. All right, let's go to the overhead cam. Yeah, it's not working up there either. So no webcams again tonight, guys.
Seriously?
Seriously. See, Anthony's upset because she gets herself all ready for you guys. And unfortunately, because this webcam,
You told me it was working, Will.
it was working. This webcam, even if I deactivate it, and I reactivate it, it doesn't fix itself. Like I even hit deactivate and it still shows, like it physically locks up. I don't know
Can we
why.
start all over?
Can we start all over? Yeah, we would have to completely restart the software, completely restart the stream. All right, well, sorry guys.
No
All right,
camera,
I'd say
no
what
camas.
we'll do.
No camas.
Do you want to do another video after this, and that way your makeup doesn't go to vain?
No.
So we could do another video after this. We could do like a top 10. I don't know, something video. So.
No.
How are we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly With It. This seems to be par for the course. If I can get a cheap enough Elgato, like one of the old Elgatos, then I'll just get another Elgato and get rid of this thing, and then we don't have that problem, because the Elgatos, I can unplug and plug. Although I used to fight that too.
Yes, I was going to say.
But the difference is I usually don't have to completely restart the software when the Elgato has issues.
It's
And
not
they make
fair.
they make smaller Elgatos now too, which are just plug-in kind. I don't know if they'd be any better, but oh well. I see David in the chat. How you doing, David?
Hola, David.
Hola, David. See, David de Poke Life. See, all right. So tonight, as you can see, we are playing what?
We're playing Marvel United. And
And we are still playing the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
We are playing against the Super-Skrull. So for those of you that have not read the comics, he was basically a Skrull that was given all of the powers and abilities of the Fantastic Four, which, as you can see in his mini, he has a stretchy invisible arm, he has a big rock arm, and his pants are on fire. So that must mean he has all the powers of the Fantastic Four. Was he in any of the movies? I don't think he was, because Skrulls, it's weird. The whole Fox Marvel thing is weird. Skrulls were still owned by Marvel, which is why they were able to put them in the MCU. They weren't owned by the Fantastic Four, which made it really weird. And I guess that's why with the Fantastic Four, there was really only two movies, Galactus and with Silver Surfer, and then of course Doctor Doom.
On my shirt. Well, my shirt
I know
does not have any of these people, but it's pretty.
your shirt is pretty, but it has all of the Avengers. That's I'm sorry. I mean, without us completely restarting the stream, there's nothing we can do about it. That's okay. All right, so let's go over how this works. So Super-Skrull, he has a special rule. Super-Skrull can't be damaged as long as there are any crisis tokens here. Heroes in his location, so we have to get in his same location, can spend an action to remove a crisis token. When a hero is KO'd, he does not activate his BAM. Instead, we get one of these fancy smancy KO tokens, fancy smancy KO token, and we will take that. His villainous plot is if both of us get one of those KO tokens, then, well, we lose the game. His BAM is kind of unique as well. I thought this was kind of cool. It deals 1 damage to each hero in the Super-Skrull's location. Then you resolve based on whatever is in the story. So if there is a punch in the story, well, it's the last card. So it can do up to 3 things, right? Because you normally are going to have up to 3 things on a card, right? You usually have 2 actions and then 1 special effect. Although there are some that have like 2 punches and then a punch down below. I don't know if I've ever seen one that's got 2 and 2, where it'd be 4. We'll find out if either of these guys have it. But we deal 1 damage to each hero in his location. If there is a star or an action, deal 1 damage to 1 hero in each adjacent location. If there is a move, then of course he is going to move to the next location clockwise. If there is a wild, he's going to add a crisis token, which, like we said, is bad because then we can't damage him. And then if there was a special effect in play, he's going to basically heal himself. So right now he's at 2 health for a 2-player game, but of course he can add more health as the game goes on if we're not careful in what our last card is. So this plays a little bit differently because we kind of have to look at what he could do to us based on the last card we're playing. So we're not only playing his objectives, we're also having to play against those. Which is, it's good that he's only got 2 hit points, because I think most of the time you're going to be fighting the stuff, right? So he has Beesies. Stop trying to nest over there. You're Bella. Stop trying to nest over there. You have your bed underneath, sweetie. We give her nice cushy bed, but for some reason she doesn't always want to lay in it. Skrull Warriors, each thug in this location and adjacent locations takes 2 damage to defeat. So that would be here, here, and here. Skrull Deception, each civilian in that location and adjacent locations takes 2 actions to be rescued. These are painful. Skrull Spies deal 1 damage to 1 hero in each location with 1 or more civilians. So if there's civilians left in and he gets a BAM, that's not good. We're going to take damage. Skrull's Attack, deal 1 damage to 1 hero in each location with 1 or more thugs. Again, luckily it's only 1 hero, so we get to choose who takes the damage. Skrull Decoys, which are both of these. If there's at least 1 thug or civilian in the location, add 1 crisis token to his dashboard. So these 2, when he lands on this location, he adds crisis tokens. So we kind of want to make sure that these are cleared out, or it's just going to make things slightly harder. So welcome to the expansions. The expansions add a lot of complexity and difficulty to the game. I did read on BGG, and people did say that the Doom scenario is very hard at 4-player, because the Fantastic Four, unfortunately, even with that team ability, don't synergize well. And I think really, like we talked about, in order to use that Fantastic Four ability, you need to play your cooperative cards very early in the game and getting your starting hand cards out very early in the game. So they said Doom is hard at 4. I think this whole game is hard at 4 because during the beginning of the game, it's 3 turns, right? And then the villain gets to go. So it's like one person's kind of like that leftover. It doesn't really flow as seamlessly when you're playing 2 players or 3 players. But that is that. We're going to go ahead and get started. So the villain, of course, always goes first. We do have our starting hands. Dr. Doom does have a starting hand card. I'll just go ahead and read what his starting hand card is for those of you that want to know. It says, pain is for lesser men as long as it is in the storyline. For each damage I take, I can gain 1 of any token except for wild. And then yours is?
It says cosmic. Oh, my character is Silver Surfer. And the starting hand card says Cosmic Awareness. As long as this card is face up in the storyline during your turn, 1 of your action or punch tokens actions can be performed in any location.
So that's actually a pretty good one. Yeah, so you basically can do things on other locations, which I wonder if that rule would apply here. Because it says if you're in his location, but if he's in an adjacent location, does your power overwrite that? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say if you're here, he's here, you have an action. I'm saying we can do that. Why? It's our game. We make up our rules. That's like a lot of people in the Kickstarter are talking about how the team cards don't have all the members. I think I mentioned that Tuesday. And I'm like, it's your game. Do whatever you want to do. The equipment cards that are coming out, play them if you want. Play them with whoever you want, right? If they don't have a Captain Sam, basically a Captain America Falcon, come out this time, just give them the shield. Give them that as his equipment card and keep on playing. It would actually kind of be honorary too. It's like, because it's got Captain America on it, so he handed Falcon the shield, right? Just like he did in the comics and in the TV show. All right, so we are going to start with Super-Skrull. We're going to start up here this time. We're going to be smart and come around. Last time we started down here and it made it difficult and weird. So I think the first one we can see is the yellow. So this one,
the yellow, yes,
the little yellow
the
icon, yeah. So he's going to move 2 clockwise. 1, 2. All right, and then he is going to bam. So when he bams, he deals 1 damage to each hero in his location. Doesn't happen. Resolve the symbols. Isn't going to happen because there are no symbols. All right. And then he's going to add a civilian to the 3 locations around him. Oh. Holy cow, that was a reach. Oh, that kind of hurt. So civilian, civilian, civilian. We need 3 civilians. For the locations, we have Baxter Building, New York Police Headquarters, Yancey Street. So that's from Fantastic Four, and the base game. And then from Guardians and Infinity Gauntlet, we have Hala, which is the home of the Kree. Morag, which was a destroyed planet in the same galaxy that the Skrulls are from. And then Killen, which is same thing. It's in the galaxy and it's a prison. So we're going to pretend like the Super-Skrull broke out of prison. And that's what we're trying to do, is get him back. Got to get him back to prison.
This one, no? See, this one,
yeah,
this
1,
one,
2,
and this
3.
one, and that one.
No, it's just the 3 around him. So 1, 2, 3. The 3 around him.
Isn't this adjacent to this?
No, he's here.
He's here.
So it's a 2 adjacent to him. Yep. All right, so that is that. Now we do need to determine which one of us is going first. And how do we do that? Where'd your die go?
With our, there.
It's way over here. There we
With our
go.
20-sided extra life die.
Yes.
Because we support Children's Miracle Network with donations, and you can also help the niños
Para los niños.
using the links down below.
Links down below. So of course we do have some new incentives this year for Paint Your Minis. As you can see here, this would be our example of the $150 donation level, which allows you to paint, or we'll paint up to 25 minis. I say up to 25, but it's 25, 30, give or take, basically a core set or a base box. In the case of Marvel United, there's only like 10, so we'd be able to paint 2 games. So if you want to take advantage of that, link down below, click donate and help los niños. All right, so I'm odd, you're even, that's how it always goes. 5, that is an odd, that means I get to go first. I'm looking for my Extra Life logo. There it is. Extra Life logo. Because we don't have the marker this time. Keep Prime sub on that. Oh, okay. Dave was asking about Twitch. Yeah, we don't know if we're going to start back on Twitch or not. I don't know if I want to dual stream or not. It makes it kind of weird for chat sometimes. I know the Nerd Shelves, they still stream to both. But I know like Rob's Gaming Table, he just does YouTube. I just feel like you split your audience too much and people aren't going to come from Twitch over here. But again, we're trying to raise awareness from Extra Life, so it doesn't really matter, right? As long as we're raising awareness. So I will draw to my 4th card. All right, I'm not going to play. We're gonna play. Problem is, I'm the first one, so I really. Wow, that's horrible. I have all wild cards. And then this one doesn't do me any good because there are no cards in the. Wow. All right. Well, I can do. That's fine. I'll do this. I'll get this played out. That way, Caspito, Casper, buddy. I'm glad we have a noise dampener on that. Otherwise, that would have been very loud for you guys. Casper's just whining and whining. He's getting old, so he just yells. I don't know why.
Oh, we should put him on the table.
We should put him on the table like cable knots. All right. So I'm gonna play my starting hand card, where when I take damage, I get free tokens. I was like, I'm just gonna be able to move and do nothing, but I forgot these objectives require us to do. Wow, that made a mess of those. The objectives make us do these, so I'll just use my move for that. So you get a move now.
I still get that. Okay.
Yep.
I should play my Cosmic Awareness. Pero it has a wild.
Well.
So that is gonna.
Well, it's the last card. It's whatever card I end up playing is what's going to activate this time.
The last card.
Yeah, whatever the last card is in the story.
Okay. So see.
Yeah, you can do that.
So that is a move, and let's see.
An action. So I don't think we have to do anything in the location that we're in. But I mean, you may want to clear that out since it's full.
So my move here.
Well, hang on. Oops, hang on. Both of these are going to require 2 to get rid of anything. This one's making it 2 for the civilians. This one's making it 2 for the thugs. And it's in this and the adjacent location. So technically, you don't have enough to do anything. So you sure you want to do that card right now? Just because you're going to need 2 of something to be able to do the other things. We want to play it early. I would say, yeah, we want to play it probably within the first 2 phases or rounds. I don't know what we want to call them. I don't know what they're called.
But still, so if it is a punch,
you need 2 punches.
I need 2 punches.
You
If
need
it
2
is
punches or 2 actions or 2
an
wilds.
action, I have just 1 action.
Well, then it would be, do you just want to complete work on that? Which is fine, because that'll make it easier for us to get rid of the... or do we want to do that one? Oh, earlier we messed that up. We forgot to ban the locations. So because there were civilians in that location, one of us should have taken a damage. So I will, unfortunately that happened before I put my card out. So I'm going to take the damage next time. So just discard one of your cards that was in your hand before you drew a card. Do you remember which card you drew? I'd imagine this back one. Or did you have that? Or was it the action?
No, it was this one.
Okay, so put that on the bottom. So you just have you take the 1 damage, because next time I can take the 1 damage and then get the benefit of my ability. I forgot about that. So now the question is, do you want to do the action here, or do you want to get rid of this one first? I'm thinking we might want to get rid of that one first. The BAM one first.
See? Okay.
So yeah, so instead you did your move, and then you did your action here instead. Oh, but you're going to take... Well, no, you'll take 2 damage, though. Oh, wow, this is rough.
Very difficult.
Because of his BAMs. Because of the civilians and the thugs. You're taking damage almost every turn that he has a BAM. So, technically, you'd want to play... You'd want to take that back. Because you want to get rid of that thug, otherwise you're taking 2 damage there.
But I don't have. How can I?
Because this is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Thugs are only these 2. That one's not affected by this, so you can get rid of the thugs up there. You just can't get rid of the thugs here.
So a punch. So move there and then punch.
Yeah, and then punch. Unless you want to do. Now you could do your wild if you wanted to do your wild.
Okay, that's
so now you
punch.
do that, and that gets your ability, which allows you to do adjacent locations. All right, so you're going to use that as a punch to get rid of him.
And
because otherwise you would have taken 2 damage on that next turn because of the BAM. Doom and Silver Surfer. Hey, studio. Yeah, it's Doom and Silver Surfer. I was going to do the Invisible Woman, but I'm like, you can't take advantage of the team ups, the Fantastic Four team up. So I was like, that's kind of stupid. So I went ahead and with Surfer. Nobody saw Surfer yet. So, okay. So we are in a predicament. All right. So you gave me a wild. I get to draw. All right. So I don't use that yet because it's not that advantageous. All right. So I need. So I'm going to. All right, I said I'm going to take damage next turn anyway, so I'm good. I'm going to use one of my wilds to complete this. So that is that one done. That means now these are only needing 1 action to remove them. End of turn, draw 1 card if your hero has ever been a member of the Fantastic Four, or I can gain a Thingerly. I'm not damaged yet, but I'm going to take damage next turn. So I think I'll draw a card because I'm guaranteed to take damage. All right, so I drew a card. So I did put that in. That's a healing. So we do have a healing spot that we need to remember to go back to heal. All right. So, and studio, yeah, we don't have a camera again because technical difficulties. It was working before the stream. I really think it's Bella. I think she walks and she hits those chords and then it wiggles it a bit. And because of that adapter, the way it is, it shorts it out. All right. So now it is Super-Skrull's turn. He's going to go 2, 1, 2. Oh, you're still going to take damage. Dang it. You're still going to get knocked out. That sucks. All right, so he's going to deal 1 damage to the hero in his location. All right. Then he's going to activate the last symbol, which is adding, at least it's just adding 1 crisis token. Because it was just a single wild. I forgot to look at
So it's because of this one?
Yeah, it's because it was a wild. So he's adding a crisis token, which means we can't damage him. No big deal. We can't damage him yet anyways. And then we need to bam the locations. Deal 1 damage to 1 hero in each location with 1 or more civilians. So you get knocked out.
Oh, let me silver guy.
You draw, okay. We draw master
Do I get
plan
one
card.
of these things?
The KO'd hero gets a KO token. Yep. So that's one of our 2 knockouts we're going to be able to have this game. So you take 1 damage. I take 1 damage.
I already took all my damage.
Well, yeah. So you're knocked out. We're doing the BAMs. We're doing these 2 BAMs. So this is still impacting me because there's civilians there. I'll get rid of that one. So I took 1 damage. Because I have that in my row, I get to get an extra token. I'll do a action token. We need to get rid of these civilians.
An action token.
Action token. All right, and then we activate this BAM for each thug. There's no thugs on either of our locations, so we're good there. All right, now we need 3 thugs. And 1 key. And 1 up there. All right, wow, that was an eventful second round. All right, and because he KO'd somebody, then this card gets put face down. It's a accelerator because this deck runs out, we lose the game too. So just an accelerator. All right. So that was that. All right, so now it is your turn. So you get to
Draw 4.
Draw 4. You're back up to 4. All right. We need to clear out the BAMs, and we need to clear out the thugs and the civilians. And we need to make sure we don't end up on a square with a thug or civilian, because that is bad. Now, and we are playing the overflow takeover card as well. So for overflow, we put it here.
So
All right, so that gives you 3 wilds.
then I should move here. See?
Well, or you can
Unrest.
complete, or you just complete that quest, which
Pero
means.
this is full, this is full.
But I'll be there. He's not going for 2 more turns. If you get rid of that, that means that there's no more BAMs.
So you mean
That
the,
hurt
the
us.
3 symbols?
Yeah,
The
so
three
if you use your
things.
3
Okay.
wilds for the 3 symbols, oops, then that gets rid of that, and then we don't have to worry about that anymore. So he doesn't do damage to us anymore.
And that end of turn.
On
humors?
turn, you may swap a card from your hand with 1 in your storyline. So basically, if you wanted to get this double wild back, you could do that. Now, of course, that would be taking it from me because it's so early in the chain.
Okay.
I don't need it. I don't need the double wild. So if you think the double wild would do you better than one of the cards in your hand, you may want to swap. Because I'm probably good with whatever you gave me. Because like I said, I have the extra action token. We do need to go down here and knock out.
But we need for this time we need all of the things. So
we do need all the things, but again, wilds are wilds.
okay, I'm gonna swipe it.
Okay. Okay, so you gave me a move and an action. So an action can get rid of the civilian because we got rid of that objective. Oh, we got rid of this objective too. All right, so draw a card. So you gave me a move.
An action.
Like I've got a really good card, which can make me really powerful. It just, when do I want to use it because of what's in the... It basically lets me use the symbols in the last 3 cards. So like right now I would get 2 wilds plus...
Movement and action?
Movement and action. But if, say it was movement and action, it was a 2, 2, and 2, then I'd get 6 things that I could do. So it's kind of like, I want to put some more doubles out there first. So yeah, that's fine with me. So I'm going to do... I don't need a double move. Because you already gave me a move. All right, so I'll do that. So I have a move and an action and a wild. So let me go ahead and get rid of one of these. So it clears that off. So that's the action. And I'm going to move here. And this BAM will cause damage to me, which isn't a bad thing because I get tokens with that. So I'm going to use this token here. Work on that. And then I'm fine with taking 1 damage because I'll get a token for it. So I'm going to use the 2 wilds to get rid of 2 more civilians, I think. All right. Back to you. Draw a card.
So once we run out of this, what happens?
Our deck?
Yes.
Same thing. Game over. Or once you don't have any cards that you can play, it's game over. That's the way the game's always been.
Because they have something that allows me to draw 2 cards every time, but that's not.
Is it every time it's in the row, or is in the story, or is it just when you play it?
No, as long as it is in the storyline, you draw 2 cards during the draw step of your turn, like every time, no?
It doesn't say you may.
No, it says you draw.
Yeah, that. But again, it's giving you.
And
more,
it has a wild.
It's giving you more cards to choose from. But yeah, you could definitely go through your deck a lot quicker with that.
Yeah, I mean,
you'd kind of want to hang on to
like
that.
3 turns. That okay,
yeah, you kind of want to hang on to that towards the end when we're trying to knock it out. I think that's a wait till the end type deal.
With any other not in play. What? Move everything from your location to a new.
Teleport.
No. It's dimensional travel. If you are not in the villain's starting location, I'm not.
His starting location was the prison.
Replace your location with any other not in play.
Oh, dang it. I didn't realize that was a thing.
What's the thing? I don't
You basically... We will have to go back there, grab the box, and you'll have to pick a location out of the box and replace a location with a location. That's
move everything from your location to another.
That's a really neat ability. But remember, we don't want an ability. He'll get healing, because remember, whatever card you play is what he's going to do. That's a neat ability, but it is slightly annoying because you have to go back and find a location, and then okay, I want to read each one to find out what their end round effects are.
Then this, because I have this. So see?
Yeah.
Move and punch.
And 2 wilds.
And 2 wilds. So it could be
you could technically finish this or this. You could finish both.
If I move, and then
if you
back.
move,
No.
move, and then you have 2 there, or you just come down here and get rid of this. So we stop taking
Pero I
damage.
need mass moves.
No, move, wild, punch.
Oh, see. Move.
Or come over here so we don't take damage from the. You end up taking damage, or come here, get rid of that so we don't take damage from the BAM anymore. I think that's probably more important.
There.
Yeah, because this is only impacting these 3 in terms of getting rid of thugs, which we could just leave the thugs there and not worry about it. So I think, yeah, that would probably be better. So if you move here and then use the wild, and punch to get rid of this. So then that gives us our 3rd quest objective done. Howdy. Hi, Ryan. Howdy. Toy Story. Reminds me of Toy Story every time. You may gain 1 wild token. That's a good one. Please do not change that location. I could see where his ability actually would come in good. No, it's yours.
It's mío, solo mío.
I could see where like that change location ability would be good if there was one of those locations that had a bad effect at the end. Now, unfortunately, if you're playing against Dr. Doom, that wouldn't work because that's the villain's starting location was...
This one is very difficult.
See. You made me forget the name of Dr. Doom's house. Where does Dr. Doom live?
In Doomiland.
In Doomland. It starts with a V. No, Latveria. L. Latveria. Okay.
See, I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, I took it down. You could also change a location with only 3 spots for thugs oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Studio. He's saying replace like Yancey Street, which only has 3 spots, with one that has 5. So then you have more spots. I don't think overflows are our biggest problem, minus milling his own deck. All right. So he's going to go. Why is he chasing you? 1 spot. He's going to go BAM. So you take 1 damage.
Oops.
All right. Deal 1 damage to each hero in his location. Resolve the symbols at the bottom of the card. The bottom of the last card is a punch first. So you take 1 damage. Yeah, you need to get back to the Baxter
Pero
building.
I'm gonna die. I have already died once.
I can't die. Technically, you can die as many times as possible now. I can't die. The game over is when both of us have one of those tokens. So I can't die. You can die again. It's fine. Wait, I don't want you to die, but go. That's why you want to go to the Baxter building to heal.
I take damage right now?
Yes, we're doing these steps here, so you take another damage. Love that shark cowboy. Oh, howdy. I'm Woody. Howdy. Also, Silver Surfer's card to draw 2 is great at the start because you'll get a big hand, and that means less likely to be KO'd, since you only KO when your hand is emptied. Oh, that's a good point too. And then you come once your deck gets low, then you could come up here and you could pull that card back out of the storyline, so you stop drawing 2. Strategy. If you played that card, what Studio's saying is if you played your draw card,
that draw card,
you'd be drawing a bunch at the beginning to get yourself a lot of hit points while this craziness is happening. But then, because we played Hala, normally I don't think it depends on the locations you play, but in this case, because we have Hala, which allows you to replace your card in the storyline, you could pull that card back up. So you stop drawing 2, and then you're only drawing 1. Now you might have a card that lets you do that too. I don't know.
I already died with it.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Damage. Okay, so he did that. Then he is going to move clockwise to the next location. So he's going here. He's going back to prison. All right. BAM. We got rid of that. So there's no more BAMs on the board. We don't have to worry about that anymore. But I do need 3 civilians. 3 civilians. Although this is kind of weird that there's civilians on Kylan because it's a prison, but it says that some of these are actually like, I guess, places you can go visit. It's a weird place. I had to look it up. I was like, what locations would be kind of thematic in this playthrough? And that's what we went with. All right. So you went. So now it is my turn. I did not take damage because you completed that quest, so I don't get my handy dandy token. All right, so I'm going to use my fancy smancy card, which allows me to use the stuff on the bottom 3 there. So I have 2 moves, a punch. All right, so I'm going to move and
That activates that.
no, again, it's whatever card before he goes, which is going to be your card because I'm about to complete this quest. So I'm going to use the move and the punch here. I'm using both of those to complete this one. So that one is done. And that means that this is done.
You may discard 1 civilian.
Which I made this harder. Yeah, so I can get rid of that thug, so I don't need to worry about... Well...
From any location.
Oh, I mean, technically, I guess I could go back if I wanted to. That might be the better idea, is to go back to get rid of a thug somewhere. But if I come here, so if I move, all right, so if I move, and then I do one, that one, one for that one, and then I move to where the Super-Skrull is, with the other wild, and I use this wild to remove Crisis Token. That way when we complete this quest, we can start damaging him. I think we're good to go. I think that was a good move. People in chat will let me know if it was a bad play. Maybe. But I can't do, there's no end of location. Oh, hang on. He was here. If there's at least one, we forgot to activate that. So technically we have one. This should have added another one. I forgot. On landing on this location, we activate that. That's why the little symbol is there. It says activate that. I haven't had one of those in a while. All right, so you get 1 wild.
And 2 wilds.
So you get 3 wilds total. Oh, 4 wilds if you count the one that you're hanging on to.
Let's see.
You drew a card?
No.
You still want to play the 2 wilds?
Yes.
Okay. You kind of need to go heal, though. You kind of need to go over there and heal. Which, unfortunately, would take all of your wilds to get over there. And, well, you'd be able to use 2 of your wilds to get over there and then use your 3rd wild to save somebody.
Draw 1 card here?
Yeah, it allows you to draw a card.
So
I don't know if any of them is a full heal.
Move.
Oh, Yancey Street's kind of neat. Oh, that's neat too. Discard a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. So you basically take damage to place 1 token from the pool to any threat card. So you basically complete threats elsewhere on the board. But yeah, if you go 1, 2, 1, 2, and save the civilian. Not really worried. This one is not one where you have to worry about the thugs being active.
Draw a card now.
And then draw a card. Yep, because in my book, Silver Surfer was a member of the Fantastic Four. So we're going to go with it.
Oh, no, because then if your hero has ever been a member of the Fantastic Four, you may gain...
You can choose to do that. But you want to draw a card anyways. Yeah. All right. So now we have done that. So now it is Super-Skrull's turn. So he's going to go 1, which is fine with me because nobody is there. He is going to activate this, which is putting another one of the crisis tokens a key. He is going to go BAM, which is going to do damage to nobody. And then he's going to do what the last card says, which is add crisis token to the dashboard. So 2 more crisis tokens. Wow, that's not fun. 2 more crisis tokens. We're going to have to go up to him and have a bunch of wilds or a bunch of actions or a bunch of punches all at the same time. I mean, he's only got 2 hit points. He's only got 2 hit points. So we really only need to have 2 punches and 4 actions when we go visit him. And then we need 3 thugs. Ooh. That's no fun. So 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1. He did the Oprah Winfrey of thugs. That one wasn't too bad because we got rid of those other BAMs. Very important to have gotten rid of those other BAMs. All right. So now it is back to me. All right. So we need to rescue peoples. I really want to do that. I think I'm going to save this for when I can attack him. It's my other use the 3 in the line. So I guess I'll give you a move and a punch. I don't need the move, so if you can hand me a move token, I will just do a move token here, and I will punch the thug to get rid of that. All right, back to you.
Draw. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically 1 hit point down now, so which is good. Oh yeah, you spent this wild to do that other action because yeah, you did 1, 2. You moved 2, and then you spent the wild to rescue somebody. Yeah, because you only had 2 wilds. Oh no, plus you had my wild. Oh, so that's a 3rd wild. Here, we'll rescue another person. Unless you don't want to, unless you want to save it. Yeah, maybe, because that's not really that bad.
Well, I have last wild.
Yeah, so get your wild back. We remember for him, we're gonna need a lot to defeat him at one time. We're gonna need lots of wilds plus that.
So I'm there.
All I did was move and punch. Oh, hang on. I forgot to do your wild. You are correct. I forgot to do my wild. So move. I did a punch. And I forgot about your 2 wilds. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, studio. So should I rescue or should I complete this? Like if he comes back, he's going to keep adding those things. I think I'm just going to complete the quest. Because I may discard a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to take any token from the pool and put on another threat card. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so now back to you. So you have a move, a punch, and we kind of need to rescue people. That's what we're closest to finishing.
So this one, you may move to any location. I just move there, or do I do this action?
And you do that. You get both.
See, but where do I do this one? Where I am right now, or where I move?
Wherever you want, whenever you want. Now the thing that isn't as advantageous because then what are you doing with the move unless you're going to go there?
I was thinking here.
Well, that's 1 move. You already have that. So you have a move and a punch already for that.
And then.
Plus, at the end of your turn, you can discard.
And then rescue him.
Yeah, and then you can teleport to whatever end card effect you want. That would work. Yeah, you could do that because then you can teleport to the end card that you want. So you go there, move, you punch. You rescue. And then you can teleport to any location. So which end card? So this one you gain a wild.
This does not apply?
No, because that's not you haven't ended yet because you have to teleport first. So you can either go there a wild or you can go there to draw another card and heal. Or you can swap cards from the storyline and take your double wild back.
Okay, I swapped the card now. No, me wild.
All right, so it takes your double wild back, which slightly impacts me, but not terribly much.
Oh, no.
Well, no, because if I want to use that last 3 cards, but I think when I want to use that is I need you to play your double wild, then I need to have something that has like a double action too to get the most benefit from it. All right. Ooh, that's a big move. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. No BAM. That's good. Matching powers. If the next master plan card has a BAM, it uses the last 2 hero cards in the storyline for its effect. So this one doesn't have a BAM. The next one will basically be a double. So it'll use all the symbols from our next 2 cards. That's not good. All right. So we need mucho civilians. We need 6 total. We're gonna have an overflow. Dang it. So 2 here.
See, I should have gone there then. And rescue.
Here?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know where he was going to go.
Pero I saw that was too full.
Mm.
Pero then I
But you
wouldn't
didn't.
have my
But you didn't have
wilds.
any more actions. Well, yeah, you would have. You would have used one of your wilds to do it. That's fine. All right, so there, and then I need one more. So there is an overflow. So that goes down to the takeover, and then another card in the story because of that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more turns to get him. All right. That could have been worse. All right. So my turn. 3. Draw card 4. Okay. So we need to rescue 2 people, and then we need to start beating up on him. And those are all full. You gave me a wild. So I have to use a wild. Yeah. So I'll go here, use my wild to rescue 1 more, use your wild to move, and then I gain a wild token. All right, so you're going to be able to complete this, but then you're going to need to remove these from him. So you're going to be able to use my 1 to complete it, and then you need to either have wilds or action tokens to start removing those.
Can go wilds.
I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. You got to use this one to rescue somebody, and then draw a card. Oh, did you draw a card? So you're going to use 1 to rescue. That we already know. That's a foregone conclusion. So now we can start attacking him. All right. Now, if you can get all of them, which I don't know, I don't know if we've ever gotten close to finishing all 3 of them to where we were able to get a free draw of a card. I don't know if we've ever done that. All right.
So I'm there.
So now, in order for us to start attacking him, these need to be removed. Which
okay, so I can play this.
Okay, that works because in that I can use a double wild, so
And
that
that
gets rid of
removes
2. That's good. All right. End of your turn, you may swap a card from your hand with one of the cards in the storyline. Now, this would be your choice if you want to take the double wild back, because remember, he's going to use all of this, which means he will be adding 3 crisis tokens.
So I should get it.
You probably should get it back. What do you have?
Just 1.
What's your ability?
You may move to any location.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I would do the one without. Well, we don't want to put the ability because then he heals. He adds hit points if you put the one with the ability. So that's actually the better one to put down. All right. So now we're going to, maybe it'll be the one other card he has in the deck that doesn't have a BAM on it. There's 2. I think he's got 2 cards without a BAM. They're both those. That's not it. All right, so that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. So luckily he's not anywhere near us to punch us. So that's beneficial. BAM. So he's going to do the last 2 cards, which means basically he's just going to take those 2 crisis tokens you took off. Oh, did you want to use your wild to get rid of another crisis token while you're there?
See.
All right. So then just give me 1 crisis token. Which is fine. I've got 1 crisis token. You've given me 2 wilds. It's just a matter of whether I can get over to him. And we need 3 civilians. Woo! This one's going to be close. See, 2-player I think this game is really designed. Like a lot of people that have not liked this game, I think that's probably the case, is they probably try to play with their family, 3, 4, 5, well, I can't play 5, but 4 people. And it really does get much more difficult because you can't plan as well. Like when it's only the 2 of us, it's a lot easier to plan.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have an overflow. So that means this comes down here and this goes in the story row. So he has 3 more turns left. So we have 3 more rounds before he defeats us. All right. So, wow, Dr. Doom, I think, is OP. Like almost, and even yours, almost every card in our deck is wilds. It's crazy. Okay, I need to get 1, 2, 3 over to him to just be able to take off the crisis tokens, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could do 1 damage to him. All right. That's better than nothing. Okay, so I'm going to do that, which mine is the power. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oops.
No.
1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So that gets rid of 5. And then oops, those were on the those were on the outside. All right. So that got rid of all but one of these. So now you need to have 3. You need to be able to move. You need an action. And you don't need to move twice, because remember, you have your cosmic power over there, your cosmic awareness. So that means you can use actions and punches in the neighboring thing. So at the end of my turn, I can remove, discard. It doesn't say defeat. So discard 1 thug. So that protects that. Yeah. So you only need to move 1, which would be here. Or I know you have that card that lets you teleport. Draw 1 card. So you basically can teleport, and then you need to be able to do 3 actions. Well, you need to be able to do 2 punches and an action is what you need to do in some form. You have 1 of those here. So you basically need 2 other actions if you can use your teleport card. If you can't use your teleport card, you need 4 actions. But I think your teleport card only gave you 1 wild, right?
Yes. And you have the 2.
We can go another round. We can. I mean, we technically can.
So do I teleport? But where?
That'll make him heal. Dang it. That'll make him heal. So the damage you do to him would be of no consequence.
Then the double wild.
Which adds the crisis tokens, but you'll at least take 1 damage off of them.
Or I don't know. What else?
What's that? Deal 1 damage to the adjacent location, which means you would take damage. Because if you use the wild to move, and then use the action to remove this token, then he's going to deal 1 damage to you. But this will still be off. If you use this, you'll be able to move 1, remove this, remove 1 hit point, but then he's going to put 2 crisis tokens back 1, which means on my turn I'd have to remove them again, which I can do.
Let's do that.
Okay. So we do that. So that allows you to move 1, and then use 1 wild to remove the action token and 1 wild to punch in the adjacent location because of your ability card. All right. Okay, here we go.
This wild.
No, you'd already used your wild. No. You used it, remember, to get rid of something else. Oh, to get rid of the other. Yeah. All right, so he's going to move 0. Oh, well, that's not bueno. He's going to bam, which does 1 damage to me, which is fine. So because that means I don't have to move. I can just attack him. That actually worked out. I'll get rid of this punch, and I will take a punch. It really doesn't matter. I'll take a punch. And then he's going to add a civilian, 3 civilians. Watch how close this is about to be. Adds a civilian, That's going to overflow, which means that he places another card face down. And he only has 1 card left.
Oh.
But it is now my turn. It does not matter what I draw, because you have 2 wilds there, right? So it really doesn't matter what. Here, I'm just going to do the all-powerful Doom, right? Mine is the power. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4 punches.
Wow.
Overkill. 4 punches for the overkill. There we go.
Good.
We actually beat him. He seemed difficult, and I think it is. It's when those challenges are out, you've got to get rid of them as quickly as possible. And it really was crucial to get rid of the 2 BAM ones first. Because remember, we started working on that one because that's where I was. But once we got rid of those other 2 BAMs, it made it so much easier because we didn't have to worry about him doing damage to us. Right? So, yeah.
I still have 2
So
lights.
that was good. Well done, says Studio. All right, so let's go ahead and put up our... I mean, we're going to do the thoughts and the first impressions because we always do the thoughts and the first impressions. Components. They're the same as they were Tuesday, so that does not
Pretty.
change. They are pretty. I do like, again, I like how diverse the different tiles are, the different location tiles, all the different things you can do by mixing and matching the expansions. I did like your character's abilities. I do think like if you can really do some strategy around, like Studio was talking about with changing the locations would be great. Now, Studio was talking about changing out a 3 location for like a 5, but this one actually, your end of turn, you can place an action token from the pool on this location. It acts as a permanent extra slot. So basically every time you end your turn here, if we had completed that, you could keep adding more slots. Like this could be, Yancey Street could just be an infinite possibilities of thugs and civilians as long as there's a token for him to sit on. So I think that's kind of cool. Dr. Doom, like his entire deck almost had wilds. Like they really did. Because I have 3 cards here that aren't wilds. And that's a wild. Okay, so this wasn't a wild. That's a wild. That's a wild. That's a wild. He has all wilds. And then my moon at the very beginning.
my silver guy as well.
Silver Surfer? Yeah, so many wilds you had. You had 2, but you kept pulling that back, which was good because that location.
Yeah.
So that one, that
This
one. So how many without wilds? I guess would be easier. 1, 2, 3,
Look at
4, 5. And then you had all those cool abilities. What was your other ability? So you had teleport. We knew about teleport. Near immortality. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, draw 2. Okay. All right. So Studio's right. He was talking about this keeps you alive.
Oh, I didn't think I drew that.
You did. This was the one where you kept drawing 2 cards.
No.
Yeah, as long as this is face up in the
Oh
storyline.
yes,
You didn't read the title. Near immortality. So it keeps you. You're like near immortal.
See.
And then dimensional travel if you're not okay, and that's the one that lets you change out the locations. So technically, this would be a good combo. Is you have this and this, and then once you want to stop drawing cards, play this one to switch out the, like maybe you're not playing with Hala or one of the other ones that let you swap cards because there's a couple in there. There's a couple locations. You swap out that location and then do that little combo thing. So I think that'd be kind of cool. But you'd have to know that combo exists, meaning you would had to have played that character before and remember it. But no, I like the differences in the characters. It did make it very unique, which kind of went into mechanics. We kind of talk about components and the mechanics because it's their cards and stuff. Next is the difficulty. How did you think that his difficulty was compared to the others?
It was more difficult. I thought we were not going to survive.
At the very beginning, you had given up. She had given up before we even got to like the third or fourth card.
All this and then the deck. I think I don't know. I felt it was smaller.
You felt like it was smaller.
But the wilds and the abilities.
The wilds helped a lot. I almost want to say that if we did not play with Doom and Silver Surfer, if we would have played like we were originally going, what I was originally going to do was Doom and Invisible Woman. I don't know if we would have. I don't think we would have won. Because you got to think, Doom's power alone, where I could use the last 3 cards, like that is a very powerful thing. And it's not my card. It says the previous 3 cards. Because you always get to play the card you played. So yeah, I definitely say this probably ranks up higher on the difficulty level, depending which characters you pick and what locations you pick. Like if we didn't have the healing location, right? Or the wilds, get the wild tokens, it probably would have been a different story. So it definitely was more difficult. Last is fun, or not last, the next is fun at 2. I do like this better at 2. I like it better playing as 2 characters as well.
Instead of like 4 like we did the other day?
Yeah, instead of playing double-handed with 4, or in the same sense, playing double-handed at 4 would be the same as playing a 4-player game. I think this works. This is a great game at 2. I think Studio and Cody in the chat Tuesday said 3 works pretty well as 3 also works pretty well.
As well.
But I like 2 because 2 also I think works better because once you get to that second stage, each of you is only playing 1 card. So it's much more strategic once you get in that second stage, and at 2 players, it's much easier to strategize what we were going to play, right?
I like it at 2-2.
Like it at 2-2. 2-2, not the one that you wear for ballet. And then the last thing, of course, is the theme. You haven't watched the Silver Surfer movie or Galactus, and we watched the Fantastic Four, but it's Marvel.
Yes, so I like it.
So you like it. And you do remember the Fantastic Four movie, right? Barely? She barely remembers the Fantastic Four. Well, we'll watch the second one because we haven't watched the Rise of the Silver Surfer, which is him. So we'll watch that one. And we'll watch the reboot too, just because.
I mean, I remember him, but I might confuse him with Sandman.
Sandman for he was the one that his girlfriend dumped him because he turned into the Thing.
Okay,
and then he met the blind girl.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I have to watch
and then
it.
the Invisible Woman, she went invisible.
Yes.
And it was on the street when they first got their powers, and she had to like take off all of her clothes so that way she could.
I remember that.
You remember that? And Johnny Storm, he just turned into a big fireball.
But I need to watch it again.
You need to watch it again. So yeah, but thematically it does work. I do like, again, all of the different locations, so you can kind of pick and choose your locations and make it more thematic. The Fantastic Four reboot is so depressing. It's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, I wish they would have done something else with it instead of the same old trope, right? But I think it's Studio. I don't know if you were in the chat earlier when I said about how Skrulls ended up in the MCU, because I don't think Fox got the rights to Skrulls. So if you think about it, Fox didn't have a lot of bad guys that they could use for the Fantastic Four, at least not big villains. I mean, how big of a movie, or how would a movie sell with Mole Man, right? If Mole Man was the villain of the movie, I just don't think it would have done as well. But yeah, there we go, guys. That is the second part of this box. Again, Simon does have the multiverse campaign up and running. You can get basically all the characters we played with today and on Tuesday, because they did allow people to buy that box or had it as an expansion. We are, of course, getting everything they offer. Why? Because it's Marvel United. It's one of our top 5 games of all time.
See, I'm thinking about him.
She's thinking about him now, and how sad it was.
See.
Yeah. Odd that he's sad about the Thing losing his girlfriend and being ugly, and nobody liking him and being angry at him for being ugly. But yeah, so you can go out, back that campaign. If you want to watch all the Marvel United stuff that we're backing this campaign, plus all the Marvel United stuff that you can't see, which is normally in our background.
He saves the family in the bridge.
Yeah, he saved the family on the bridge. Yep, that's what he did. And then that's when they liked him.
Yes.
Okay. What do they need to do to be able to watch the Marvel United content on the channel?
Don't make fun of me.
I'm not. But you need to tell them what they need to do.
See, you need to subscribe and activate notifications and follow us on social media.
And all that stuff. But until next time, guys.
Adios.
Adios under there. Peace.